this was round one. We'll go to
Round
other.
one. So this is
Right.
round one pager. We will show you more. I mean, Vikas will take you through more pages, and please pay attention to what all points he's making, because if you start missing out on the points, then your case evaluation start falling down. So please pay.
Right. So two or three things, right, before going more. So what else can be a differentiating factor? So second thing, try to understand the brand. Let's say PNG is floating something. So am I going to use the color of PNG that is blue? Am I going to use something which PNG likes? So PNG really like the psychometric test. I mean the you can say the segmentation part of it. So if you see in India, PNG has just 6 products, and HUL has like I mean more than 30 products. So both PNG and HUL use different kind of strategy, right? So actually, it's kind of I have to big bang. I have to go. I have to acquire the whole stuff. PNG is not like that, correct? So PNG is like I will be having 4 or 5 products, but I will gain the maximum market share. So that's what. So you need to understand your brand. You need to understand the brand color. You need to understand the strategy which they are using. You need to understand. I mean, what is there, and that you can easily get from their annual reports and all that. So that level of depth is required. So that because whatever case has been floated for you, that case is coming from the some section of the annual report. It's coming from some of the problems which they are facing. That problem will have some thinking in that annual report or somewhere in some news articles. So whenever you're going to, so that's part of your thorough research. Point one. So if you're able to get it, it's fine. That's one differentiating factor. Second, what second differentiating factor? People will like it, right? Let's say if I'm from PNG, I'm coming there, and you have presented all those beautiful things, all those insights, which I am hearing into my internal meetings. I will say, okay, this guy has done the research and he's talking what makes sense. Second thing, there can be some flashy stuff as well, right? There can be some video, there can be some flash presentations which people are going to like. So how that flash presentation or video can be done? So we created a video for round two. I'll just play it. Can you see my screen, Unnati?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. So at that time we do not had any software and all, and we were not really great at video making. But we simply what we did, we used Powtoon, and we created this video, which I'm going to play for round two. This was. I heard the last. I know you were able to hear the video or not.
Nice video.
Yeah.
So guys, this was one of the submissions we made, and this is one of the things that impressed the evaluators. So going out with your efforts also makes a difference.
Which software did you use?
Powtoon. So Powtoon. So try to. So there are a lot of softwares available, but you can. I mean, follow any software, but try to have 1 or 2 minute video in your solutioning. And the video can be either animated things talking to each other. It can be a video to live people. I mean, you can just sort the small messages. You can integrate the messages, or it can be simply video of a screen, something like that. But there should be some video as a differentiating factor, because that is because our team had a video. There were a lot of teams who were having video, but there were multiple things, and our solution make the cut. And you'll have to mute some people.
Okay, Charu, go ahead, unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah, sir, can we like include such a video in round one also along with our one pager?
Right. Typically you can, and typically they will not ask for it, Charu, but you should actually. So at that times I was taking part into 3 different competitions, but like it was don't, right? Do not have too much on the plate. But luckily we got shortlisted, Charu. But typically you should go with your best, because ultimately if you're not having video or any other differentiating factor, you will be rejected in round one. So you should have that in round,
So,
even if they're not asking.
yeah, so, sir, so we'll like how do we embed this video? Or I'm not sure what is the uploading format. As in, does it take just one submission per team? So can you throw a bit of light?
So typically what happens, you can do both, Charu. So you can just embed a video into any IMS Word or PPT by embedding it like an object. You can do that. Second, you can give a link, Charu. So you can give links, sir. You can upload your video on YouTube and you can simply give a link, right? I mean, no harm in that. You can say for more detailing around our solution, just click on this link and that link will go to the YouTube and you can have a really detailed some solutioning more insight there and they will appreciate it. Third, you can, if there is something around the presentation, so you can have both into your GIF folder and then you can either send the email. Typically, basically it's a SharePoint submission and you can upload it on SharePoint by creating a GIF file. So all these three different modes you can follow, Charu. But YouTube one
Hi,
would be more logical.
hi
Hi.
Vikas.
Okay.
I
Hi,
had a
sir.
question. Like let's suppose for HUL line we are submitting a one-page sliders. So
Mhm.
is it allowed for us to embed some Excel files or some other files as a link so that we get to express more and we still follow the condition of one slider?
Uh, Typically, they do not give this instructions. They will tell you just whatever you want to do it one slide. However, in the corner, you can have this, right? You can, if they're asking you to do the PDF, then you might not be able to share it, right? But typically what happens, either you can have some link there. I mean, you can create a Google Drive, you can upload a document and you can create a give link or something like that. If somebody is interested, they can go and they can see, right? You can say, sir, whatever we are saying, you can go to the link and you can open the and you can see all the backup, all the basically you can trace all the backup there. So you can do like that. So typically people don't say to you like do not do this. They will just say that okay, this is one slide. Whatever you want to do it in just one slide. Now for differentiator, that is OCHS, the C component, the challenge, the differentiating component will come only if you're creative, like Charu and I think it was Animesh who asked the question. I don't know. So
Yeah,
you need to,
Animesh.
yeah. So these are all your creativity, right? I mean, anime. So that's really good idea. So you can definitely do that. I mean, I used to do
I
that. I used to do that. Yeah.
I have
Thanks,
one
Vikas.
question. What about making a prototype for the future rounds or even the second round? How is it interpreted by the competition, and how many people usually do it, and what
Mhm.
kind of impact it creates if I do it?
Yes, Saket, it will definitely create a huge impact. So I'll tell you how it happens. Let's say for a screening, there are 5,000 PPTs, correct? And there is a panel of 5 people who are going to shortlist 12 PPTs. Out of 5,000 submissions, I'll have to shortlist 12 for final round. So first screening will be just done on the creative bit, correct? I mean, I cannot go to 5,000 PPT, understand each and every message because more or less everybody will be talking same. But I mean, the solutioning, the Tata Motors case, I think Yash, Mansi, and Shrey all came to the same solution. So people will talk same stuff, but the prototype thing and the video, the linkages you guys are talking, the backup is going to create a difference. Now,
Yeah,
do not let your story hamper because of this. So this is secondary. So basic, always remember. So always start with the storyline. Everybody likes that storyline. So whatever you're saying, it's good to have stuff. It should have. It can act as a differentiator, but never ever deviate from that storyline. The primary, the must-have stuff.
yes, Vikas. So I'm Venkatesan, by the way. I just wanted to ask a question. So I saw your one slide presentation. So did you do it in an A4 sheet and then converted it into PPT?
No, so they were asked. They had asked it into a A4 sheet only. The submission was that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So typically Lime do that. I don't know.
In what way can we differentiate our one-page slider from other people's presentations?
Right. So I can give a little bit more detail. So once even I was not knowing that this one page may look beautiful. Can you see my screen,
Yes.
Venkatesh?
Yeah.
Okay. So once they have taken, so normally what happens, they take out the printout, right? Because they don't go to the offline. So they take printout of all it. So try to get the printout, right? And see what looks better in the printout. So this one pager, even once I was presenting it and I just saw it in the hand of a judge and there were 5 handouts in his hand and I was able to differentiate my handout. It was looking so good, but I never did that. So typically what happens, whatever you are making, try to take a printout of it and try to see then how it is looking now. And basically the one part would be like the representation part of it. Second part would be like, are they able to read it? Are they able to read your messages? So are there any top lines? So you can see I just created 4 or 5 sections, right? So it was really easy for them to say, okay, in this section I'm going to find this in, right? So in the interest of time, so I'll just quickly walk you through one more round presentation, which was round, I think 3. So we, I think this is round 2. So basically what, after this video, we also came up with certain things like how we can bring out, how we can detail out that solution of the round 1, which is around, you can say, OYO, and how we can establish themselves. So this is a like 30 to 40 page PPT, right? So I'm not going to explain each one of it, but quickly I'll just walk you through like how you can make your presentations right. I mean, how you can make your flow of ideas right. So again, the whole stuff, like initially, again, going back to that do's and don'ts. In do's, there was something around the executive summary. So you should always have executive summary in your component, in your slide pack. So in your executive summary, clearly call out, right? I mean, what is my objective? It should be really clear. Again, there was nothing like OCHS framework, but I usually recall objective. I mean, there should be objective there. Then what I'm doing, approach I followed, right? The market research, the understanding of the competition, the formulating the big idea, portfolio positioning, and finally, engagement and promotion strategies. One thing always keep in mind, right? Whatever you are putting into different slides, it should link back to one anchor slide. It should be linking back to one framework, you can say. You cannot be talking about multiple things, right? I mean, here you cannot, in one pager, I could not say that I was doing first understanding competition and stakeholder, but here I'm doing the market research first. I mean, it should be structured and logical. So these are the 4 or 5 things which we should be doing. Now, after that, I mean, I will be blowing out each and every component, right? The market research, competition, idea, portfolio, and all that. So there was always try to use some section breaker. Section breaker helps them people understand. One more bit, on every slide, you can just read 3 things, right? Trust, experience, and convenience. So I wanted to cover this slide pack just because of these 3 words, and these 3 words has won us line, right? Trust, experience, and convenience. So always have a backbone of your solution. So backbone of our solution was there should be trust between host and guest. There should be better experience from the guest side, from the host side, and I should be able to conveniently either book a hotel, or I can upload my hotel on the website, right? Both the things. So these were the backbone of our solution. Now again, the detailing around the market research and insight, more and more details. So here we have given, like, you can see during that time my PPT skills were not that great, but you can see like we presented the guest insights separately, the host insights separately, like how what are the problems they're facing, try to draw insights from that. So there was the insights component of it, again separately for guest and home stage. So I mean, you need to be consistent across slide, right? You are talking guest separately, you're talking host separately, and you're also giving some stickers, you can say opportunities. There's a demand of 3 lakh rooms. So from our research, from everything, there was demand and supply. So we did market sizing as well, you can say, in a way. After this, there was more around secondary research like from Euromonitor, from Gartner, and from other kind of reports. But trust, experience, and convenience, you can see across, still it's coming. Then there are more business inside. We talk to, like I was saying to you, like we should be talking to industry experts and sharing our ideas. Then again, there was understanding how we can understand guest and host more. There was something around target group segmentation. So our solutioning part has started now, like 38% strangeness, dogma, 47% trust and safety, and all that kind of stuff. Guests were separate and host separate. We also detailed out the competitive landscape. So whatever there was in that one pager, you can see slowly try to detail out those elements. Now the big idea part. So this one slide made the cut. I'll spend more time on this slide only. So again, something around trust, experience, and convenience, right? So trust, stay Jilla guarantee, and safe Jilla link to one thing that is called trust. Standardized rate and Yatra Sangeet features link to something called experience, right? Booking interface design and USD interface links to something called convenience. So these 3 basically we have, and you need to think of something, right? Let's say if there is something for OYO, you can say like there is O kind of structure, and you're creating your main anchor one slide framework on that. Let's say there is some case study from Amazon. So there is one smiley sign, and are you able to do something with that? Let's say if I'm floating something around the automobile case study, so can you do something with the car? I mean, can you use the wheel of the car as a framework, or the body of the car as a framework, something like that? Here we use the umbrella. We could not find out something else, and that was our framework around trust, experience and convenience. So that's what it was, and we linked our solutions. So till this point, before this point, they were just hypothesis, like idea floating here and there. Now we converted that into solutioning form. We expanded more on the idea like trust, experience, convenience, and we also expanded more upon the price and quality of the brand positioning, x-axis, y-axis, how they can promote themselves, how they can position themselves. There was more detailing around trust. There was now more detailing around experience, and even more detailing around convenience. So one slide was enough. However, there was more and more detailing around all this stuff, like how the convenience part can be more detailed out. And finally, so this is your big idea, and big idea has three you can say backbone things and 6 sub solutions linked to it. Now, how you can ensure that you can implement this strategy, like reach out, draw in, sustain, and upgrade. We kind of created this execution plan, and there was detailing around each and every activity of this execution plan. And like somebody was asking, so if you are into second or third or final round, so this was mainly the final round stuff. So you can definitely have appendix, right? And you can put more and more. So I had put one slide like this is how we used to do the survey. So this is the survey kind of a thing. We used to create survey questionnaire like that.
So guys, people had a question. Vikas, to you also, people had questions as to what should they put in their survey, like what kind of questions should be asked. So if you could a little bit zoom your screen, they'll be able to see what kind of questions you included and what is like how a winning survey can take place.
Right. So initially you need to have very basic questions, and then you can say, so I was saying to you, right? So you should not be asking for a lot of details. So they were just informative questions. So rate the following factor based on their importance while booking online. So we have just given 4 or 5 things. All they have to do is to click on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We never asked them to write something like, right? Not to write a lot, but just to click, and just get done with it. Similarly, on the next as well, here you can say rate based on your experience during stay in the hotel. Rate your experience with stay during pre-check-in. So your survey should be covering some kind of a life cycle. So let's say if I'm giving you any kind of event, so always try to divide it into input, process, output, or something like that. So it was a hotel. So hotel was, you can say, like pre-check-in, that is like before check-in, during check-in, and post check-in, the experience bit. So how you can plan a question. Question should never be subjective. It should always be objective in nature, and it should always be a tick mark kind of a question. So that's how you can divide your questionnaire. We also presented this questionnaire to the actual team so that we can show to them like we really went into this depth and they really went into this detail. There was one video for this round as well. And then finally, you can see on slide 40 that how we were drawing insights, right? What all we were doing to draw insights and our methodology and all that. So there was Excel also there. So we had presented them one Excel workbook as well, like how we were making all those insights and all. And that's when we ended our presentation. So that's there was the detailed presentation we used at the HUL, and that's what made the cut for us.
Guys, you won't get such insight anywhere else but here. So try to absorb the maximum, because these are slides which have actually gone and won. And nobody presents these slides. People are very selective and very secretive with their data. So kind of please
wrap
up as much
so
as
I had so the slide, even so once I'm looking at this, right, after I'm looking at this after 5 years, right? So for this presentations only, I went to my email account and the submissions, I think I shared this directly with Unilever. And once I was going through it, even I was not liking some stuff. But you can see just one thing is there, right? Story is there. You can argue on the content, even I can argue on anything like that, but I cannot argue on the story. So even I feel that what made the cut at that time, so the 2 things which always come to my mind is this one slide. So we were able to anchor anything around it. I'm just going back, this slide. So we were able to create anchor kind of slide, right? Trust, experience, and convenience. And we were using this word so much amount of time that it was embedded in the mind of the judges. The second bit I can say was around the storyboarding, right? The storyboarding stuff and all, which happened with us, and that's what made the cut. So I wanted to present the slide to all of you so that you can just think more about the storyboarding, have more thinking about the research and the insight which you can bring in, and also how you can say still the insight into a probable hypothesis based solutions, and then finally identifying 4 to 5 solutions. Like here we identified 6 solutions, and how you can create an execution plan for that. So that's, I mean, that would be it for winning HUL.